What's going on, guys? It is your boy Angrysagamer, and today I'm doing an account review. I'm on Jay's account. Now, I'm not back into doing account reviews. I haven't done this in a while. This one intrigued me because this is an account from 7 years ago. This was a top account back then. You can see by the might, 220,000. 220,000 might 7 years ago was something phenomenal. It was a top account back then. Not now, not even close to being top account. Now in this account you'll see some stuff that boggles your mind, because how can this account be 7 years played ago but have epic heroes like the Axe Punisher walking around on stage right there? Well, he's logged on a couple of times just to check things out. You'll see the proof in that when I go through the account. So let's browse an account of 7 years ago and see what it looked like and what was the focus back then. Also, you'll see a lot of older talents being used on heroes, because that is back in the day what it would have been. But before I do that, let's dive in here and tell you how much this guy has spent on this account. So he purchased 1,461,000 gems. Now back then, purchasing that amount of gems was costly. It was nothing cheap. Nothing cheap. Because you also have to remember, you didn't get additional stuff like you do today. Back in the early days, when you do a gem purchase, it's only a gem purchase. Then there was a couple of events you could have done and so on. Only later on you started getting packs that you can buy with the gems, but it wasn't good either. So it was like talent chests and stuff like that, and shard packs and so on, and honor badges. Not like today. This was the old Castle Clash back then. So let's go through the warehouse first before we go through the hero's altar to see what's happening here. But before we do that, just for all time's sake, let's see if we can get a legendary with this free roll. A legendary, any legendary, a purple, please. Shaman. Shaman helped back then as well in certain situations, but yeah, let's go through the warehouse before we do anything else. By the way, if you like my content, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe as well, leave a comment. What do you think about this account in the end, and how long have you been playing? Now Jay has recently gotten into it and he's going to do a purchase which I'm going to help him out with, opening up, getting events done, getting stuff done, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, he's going to do the purchase. Okay, here we go. Like you would expect, more, or not more purple books, but roughly the same amount, because purple books back then was the thing to have. And then this also as well, Master Essences 2. These ones you did get as well, but they were very scarce back then. Coming through, we see not a whole lot of new stuff like the hammers, not a whole bunch of them. He might have done a purchase or two, you know, to get those things. But yeah, for the most part, nothing really stands out that tells me he spent 1.4 million gems, and look what he has. If you buy 1.4 million gems today, your warehouse would be full of stuff that you don't even need. Not the case in this account, so that also needs to be a telltale sign, because you can see barely any talents on here. But if you go through the warehouse, you'll understand, okay, this guy definitely did all those purchases way back when. Coming down, these are all new from what he's used to. This is all new. Everything here is new. And then we have a bunch of heroes in here from way back when. This was all the purchases done that he were able to claim back, because there's like a back pay feature on this. But yeah, mostly legendary heroes. Now, a warehouse like this back then would have made anybody's mouth water, especially when you look at the warlocks, the skull knights, the minotaurs. Yes, but the minotaurs, you wouldn't have this backup minos like this as much as you have here. Back then it would have been different. The PDs, look at that, 5 PDs, amazing. Golem, 3 Dreadrake, Spirit Mage, back then would have meant the world to you. Michael, look at that guy, Michael. These were newer legendaries, so not as much important to him now as it would have been back then. Because back then, 7 years ago, you wouldn't have Miss Magic, I guess. Coming down, you can see the warehouse is relatively empty. There's almost nothing happening here, but look at this. Size Shield Crest 2. 5 of them. Size Shield back then was the absolute thing to have. It was amazing to have a size. To see someone with a Size Shield Crest, you knew this guy is a baller. This guy is here and he's not here to play, he's here to spend money. So look at his Size Shield Crest. Crazy. Yeah, and that's about where it stops. Crazy, eh? I just wish the new version of Castle Clash didn't taint this account and it could have been preserved the way it was for back then. Now, if we go into his dungeons, we should see something that looks a little like it does right now. This guy was working on Insane Dungeon 7. Hell Dungeon didn't even exist. Also, Mastermind Dungeon. But what about, let's zoom in a bit. Go over here. Yerby Monster. 26. I mean, it's pretty high up. It's not bad. Hero Trials. I don't know if he's doing Hero Trials at all. But he's by Hero Trials 8. So it's far behind. Far behind. I want to see what Lost Realm would have looked like for him. Level 22. I mean, this guy really was playing hard. I think it goes up to level 30, if I'm not mistaken. Nice. Okay. Nothing much else we can see. Excuse me. We now need to go into the Hero's Altar. Okay, as you can see, that's tainted. It makes me sick. Anubis is playing with this dude. Level 5 Revitalize. That's the way to go. He's got a true party on there. Lazulix. Nice. Got this up. This must have been recent though. Traitor, yeah, with the levels of these talents. Spirit Mage, Bulwark, level 5. I like it. I like it a lot. You didn't have an insignia on, but also back then you had crest sets on. I guess he just didn't... He wasn't able to do an insignia yet. Then we have Pumpkin Duke with Berserker, as it should be. Because back then it was that. Okay, then he's got Bulwark. So, Bulwark, yeah, or Warguard, both were really good back then. And then with a Revitalized crest set. Damn, you would have smashed. He was using Grizzly Reaper with Scatter, obviously. We're going to get to his Skull Knight very, very soon. He's got Ares with a level 5 Revitalize, as it was back then as well. Pixie with Bulwark. Scorch on his Siren. Warlock with Warguard, as always. If you don't have Warguard on your Warlock, you are losing out. Because this guy could snipe across the map like it was nobody's business. It was amazing to see this guy at work. It's a shame that they went away. I prefer Stone Skin, but Warguard, why not? Skull Knight with obviously Corrode or Life Drain. Or Berserker, but Life Drain was a really good one. But he went with Corrode. Has a 20% chance to lower energy of 3 nearby enemies by 50 when attacked. Nice. Dreadrake also with Corrode on him. Very nice. Golem with Bulwark. Dude, this makes me all fuzzy inside. Because this is what we used to run. And you could only go to level 5. You couldn't go any higher like we have today. So after this was level 8. Then 9 and now 10. Yeah. The good old days, man. This is what you used to run. Valentina was very important to the team. Because who of you now and today has ever looked at Valentina and thinking, what does she do? What's the point of this hero? Well, let me tell you. Remove silence from nearby allies, which was really important because you had an Ares in there. Restores their energy by up to 108 over 3 seconds. Really, really important. And increase their crit resist rate by 13. Cooldown 6 seconds. This hero is immune to silence and conditions from calamity. So no Ares would bother you at all with this one. Amazing. Phantom King with scatter on him. Obviously you need scatter, reduces target's energy by 25. Phantom King was the beast. It was my first hero that I ever purchased, was Phantom King for $1. I had a $1 pack that was always on the side of your UI over here somewhere. So you just click that and you grab your Ares. Let me exit out for those of you who won't know. All this clutter wasn't there. So this chest, right, your purchase chest, used to sit over here. Right over here. And underneath him was that Ares card that you could buy for $1. Man, oh man, and that Ares took you far. That Phantom King, sorry, Ares, no, Ares took you nowhere. Where was I? Oh, Phantom King. This brings back lots of memories. Grimfiend. It's strange to see Grimfiend with a scatter on him. Usually Warguard, Stone Skin, Bulwark, those types of things. Medusa, normal. Yes, level 4, as you can see. That's the last talent he rolled. And let me tell you guys, for you guys that are spoiled, back then, rolling a talent wasn't as easy as it is today. No, sir. You had to buy these things for 5,000 fame for 1 talent chest that you could roll, and you won't get what you want. Imagine, okay, so this is how it would be. You take the entire week and you do Guild Wars, you grind. Guild Wars was an absolute must because that's how you could get your stuff, your merits and your fame, so that you can buy stuff to further play. That was fun about this game. You had to grind. There's no such thing as just log in and get all these things for free, even without spending. No. You had to work. You had to actually work. Okay, so this is how it would be. So let's just use this. So you would spend your entire week gathering up fame. Then you would get 1. Not 143 just because you can. No. You'll get 1 of these chests. And you had 1 chance. If you had... Okay, we have Trixie Treats now. So we would have wanted Bulwark on Trixie Treat back then. Then you had 1 chance. And this is what you did. You sat there and you thought about it for a minute. And then when you're good and ready, because you just spent 5,000, you go... A level 5 Revitalize. Not bad. Getting a level 5 just like that was really hard. It was more 4 than 5 anyway. But getting a level 5 Revitalize would have gotten you excited. But because you would have put that on Trentar. But if you rolled a Bulwark because you needed a Bulwark, you would have screamed. But also, this is a bit spoiled because I can choose a hero now. Back in the day, the talent you rolled, or the hero you used to roll on for talents, that's where that talent goes. You can't switch. You had to choose a new hero and start rolling again. That's how that worked. Scorch on Ronin, normal. Gunslinger. Oh, I remember back in 2017 when I rolled my very first Gunslinger. I will remember it for the rest of my life. I had a massive ear infection. Now, an ear infection to the point where I would cry myself to sleep because there's nothing else to do. You can only cry. You can't be happy. My ear was swollen. So I took medications and I fell asleep, but I woke up at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And back then, Castle Clash was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But even with the purchases you could do and stuff like that, It was still so much fun. Anyway, went on. I had a free roll. I rolled it. Bam! Landed a gunslinger. The day before she was released. Landed a gunslinger. I was so ecstatic and excited. I had to wake up my wife. I was like, hey, wake up. Check us out. I got a free gunslinger. Super excited. Stoked. Dude. Stoked about life. It's not that way anymore, but you know. That was a good days, man. Vlad Dracula is the very first legendary that I got. I remember there's this hero card. Let's go to the shop real quick and let's see. I'm sure I'm taking many of you down memory lane right now with what I'm saying. But let's go in here. Let's go click buy. Let's go trade minutes. You would get a hero card here, which we don't have here. Ah, damn it. No, I don't want to spend these gems. But you get a hero card. Trade fame. That was merits. And merits wasn't cheap. And I can't remember the amount of merits. But it was something like 5,000 merits, something like that. I forgot the amount. Let me just see if he has a hero card like that. I doubt it. No, he doesn't. And in that hero card, obviously, is a Vlad Dracula. And my friend, I remember his girlfriend, because he got me into my best friend with the fake name. My fake friend with the best name. He got me into Castle Clash. So, his girlfriend, she played for 6 months. Couldn't get a Vlad. Not even close to getting a Vlad. And I buy the card. I think it was 13,000 merits or something like that. It was something ridiculously expensive. I managed to gather the amount of merits, and she goes, and if you get a Vlad, I'll delete the game. I'll never play it again. And I open up the card. Bam. Land Vlad. My very first legend. No. Yeah, this was my very first legend. The very first legend I purchased was Phantom King. This was the very first legend I received was Vlad Dracula. And she was mad as hell. My friend was ecstatic out of his mind. He couldn't believe I got that because that's lucky. That's super lucky. And yeah, whatever, man. It's just, it brings back memories. I remember I got a Santa Boom back in that day as well when Santa Boom was released. I made a video not too long ago, well, a couple of years ago. I made a video. I was mad. The community we were mad at IGG for what they are doing to the game. So I made a video to remind IGG of what the game means to us, the players. And I remember one of the lines because I thought about it immediately on the spot. One of the lines I used in there is like, no matter how bad your day has gone, no matter how bad it is, in the end, when you get home, you know you have a Santa Boom. Something like that. Because I got a Santa Boom. Oh, man. Michael came later, but really awesome legend. Revitalize, yes. I forgot to check. Yeah, okay. So Scorch, I would have gone War God, obviously. Revitalize, yes. But Revitalize and Crest would have been better with like a stone skin. Amazing. And then we have Slowdown on Druid, which was normal. Life Drain on Death Knight. I haven't used Death Knight that much, so I don't really know. And I remember back in the day, JT's Old Business. If you don't know about JT's Old Business, go search him up. JT is Old Business. Check his old Castle Clash videos. He was the man to go to watch Castle Clash. For me, though, many others wanted to go to Panda and stuff like that, Blue Panda. But I like JT, and many of you also. And I remember JT built a beast candy cane that absolutely demolished, destroyed every legend. And it was also with Revitalize, because this is what she does. Deals damage equal to 200% of attack to 3 random enemies on the field, reducing their energy by 36. Also increases the dodge rate of 2 allies with lowest HP by 22% for 2 seconds. Hero has level 8 Scorch, cooldown 5 seconds. But she doesn't take away the energy, she takes away the entire hero. Artica, this is a hero that I could never get in the beginning, but Revitalize was the way to go. Cupid, must have Revitalize on him. Increases friendly heroes energy by 65 and damage by 65% for 6 seconds. You would have him with Revitalize on your team, and all your other heroes don't need Revitalize, because as soon as he gets a skill activation, a proc, all your legends, it's go time. Bam! It was amazing. It was amazing. Beast Tamer. These all need to be evolved still. Heartbreaker. What an amazing hero. Walla Walla. Obviously this came later in life for this dude, because he's got a level 3 Bulwark not working on him. And so goes the story, man. Little Nick, I remember when I got Little Nick. Man, and you had to time it. Before you dropped, let me tell you guys what. There was Little Nicks on bases. And before you dropped your legends, you waited 6 seconds. Can you believe that? Like this, let me go in here. Because if you didn't, if you saw Little Nick and you dropped before 6 seconds, your team's dead. You don't do that. You don't just drop in. Are you crazy? So like this, you'll wait for 6 seconds to count down here. 5, 4, go. Go time. If you go before that time, Little Nick has an auto proc, and he'll destroy your heroes. If it was built correctly. I mean, the strategy back then was absolutely a thing to note. A thing for the books. Different today, obviously. But okay, this is good for me. This took me down memory lane. It's nice. I'm gonna develop my own game, and I'm gonna have it this way. How I remember Castle Clash. It's gonna be a Castle Clash 2.0, but better than a 2.0 version of Castle Clash. But okay, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to Jay for showing me his account. Absolutely amazing. Seeing all the talents as it would have been back then, still on the heroes. Amazing. I love it. But thank you so much for watching. If you feel this video deserves a like, shout out to Jay for this video, for letting me on his account and doing this. But also leave a like, because I feel it deserves it. Give us a like to prove to Castle Clash that we want the old version of Castle Clash back. The grind version. The actual think before you play version. Thank you for watching. It's a longer style video. Goodbye.